You may now be seated.
Thank you. This court will now come to order. We are on the record in the matter of State of San Andreas versus Jay Johnson and Fred Johnson, docket number SA-4586-2025. I'm Justice William Hill, presiding over this criminal bench trial. Let the record reflect the appearance of the prosecution, the defense, and the defendant. All parties are reminded that this is a court of law. Proper conduct and respect towards the court and opposing counsel will be maintained at all times. Before we proceed farther, I will confirm that both parties have acknowledged and waived any initial discovery period. This waiver indicates that both sides are prepared to proceed to trial without the exchange of preliminary discovery materials or additional evidentiary disclosure initially. Prosecution. I just need your acknowledgement.
The prosecution acknowledges, sir.
Thank you, defense.
May I please the court, Your Honor, Devontae Wright for the defense. To clarify, this is for Fred Jackson, not Fred Johnson.
Sorry about that. Yes, Fred Johnson.
Yeah, it's Fred Johnson.
Oh, it is Fred Johnson? Okay, just kidding, Fred Johnson.
Yes, sorry about that. The court just needs your acknowledgement from the defense.
Yeah, we acknowledge, Your Honor.
Awesome. The waiver of initial discovery is noted and entered into the record. At this time, the court will hear any pretrial motions before proceeding to opening statements. We'll start with the state.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm completely lost.
State, I can't hear you if you are speaking.
My apologies, Your Honor. Let me fix that.
Did you have any?
Your guys' microphones work, by the way.
Yeah, if anybody has an extra microphone.
The microphones work on the tables now, Your Honor.
Detective Third Eye, the microphones.
Oh.
Yes, you no longer need one either, Your Honor. At least I think.
Okay.
Okay. Is this working?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Quiet.
It's an extra loud for you guys. Alrighty, State, do you have any pretrial motions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to the defense.
No pretrial motions, Your Honor. We're ready to proceed.
Thank you. The defendants stand charged under the following provisions of the San Andreas Penal Code: MPC 5.1 bribery, MPC 8.14 disobeying a lawful order. How's the defense pleading? Defendants.
Both parties plead not guilty, Your Honor. Circling back to our previous, fully looking over the case file, Your Honor, we would like to actually enter a motion to strike the charge of bribery. I don't see how that has any relevance to this case.
Thank you. Any rebuttal from the state?
Your Honor, we do have a body cam footage of these two gentlemen trying to bribe one of the officers while they were incarcerated for these charges.
Thank you. We will have a period of exchanging evidence and or witnesses. We'll move on to that further. Do appreciate that. At this time, I'd like to move on to opening statements. We'll start with the state.
Your Honor, these two gentlemen are being charged with both bribery of a state official as well as disobeying a lawful order. They were told to vacate and leave the premises while these officers were trying to conduct an academy training session at an airfield. These two gentlemen refused to obey the lawful order and were charged and arrested for such. We hope that the courtroom today will find these two individuals guilty of both of these charges.
Thank you. Move on to the defense for opening statement.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court, today the prosecution is going to try to pen 2 charges on my clients of bribery and disobeying a lawful order when they were just observing and empowering their First Amendment rights to assembly, free speech, and their ability to be on public land. You'll see that my clients has reasonable reasons to be present at the airfield along these premises, and the bribery charge will come to that when it comes, but it has no relevance to this case. I'll prove their innocence by any means necessary, and I wish to see you guys well.
Court acknowledges both opening statements. We will now move on to presentation of evidence. We'll start with the state.
All right.
Sorry, we'll do admittance of evidence, open to objection, rebuttal from the defense or opposing party.
I will first admit the body cam for the bribery.
Okay.
Hopefully that will show.
Were the officers able to get the body cam uploaded?
Yes, and I just put it in our docket.
Okay, thank you. Is there any objection from the defense?
I'm reviewing it now, Your Honor. Please give me a moment. Your Honor, overlooking just the few basic seconds of this footage, the defense moves to strike this evidence as it appears to be edited. We don't have full disclosure from the start to close of the incident. Therefore, this body cam cannot be held as admissible in court as it's been pre-altered by the defense. Crushing the state.
Thank you. Now, due to certain circumstances of the officer being able to upload a certain file size within the prospective emails, will authorize the state to make any altercations to the evidence and allow them to present any further body cam and relevance to this body cam within emails, a voice call if that would work out.
Well, continuing my objection, Your Honor, if I may.
Sure.
Overlooking just the bits and pieces of this body cam, nowhere in this body cam footage is my clients visible. All we hear is voices in the background. That could be yourself, myself, any of the officers in this courtroom. There's no physical or viable evidence that supports that these were even my clients or even suspected to be my clients.
Thank you. We'll open cross-examination from the state. State, were you able to catch that?
Yes, I was.
Thank you. Do you have any rebuttals to that?
Well, to the first, the body cam clips that he is taking are 30 minutes long, which is why this one was clipped down, because he's not able to send a 30-minute clip of the entire situation. As for why the two defendants are not visible. He was listening into the conversation in better hopes of seeing what it was that they were saying without being visible.
Redirect, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, if he's a, my question is, why do we have an officer not present in the conversation, overhearing, listening into this conversation, recording this body cam footage? This should have been done by one of the observing officers of this conversation. Creating this could create a whole bunch of speculation, which could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt of my client's guiltiness to these alleged crimes. Therefore, this footage cannot be used as admissible evidence in this case.
Thank you. Court moves to strike body cam submitted in Exhibit 1A of 1 minute and 13 seconds. We'll continue with the state for any other evidence they'd like to submit.
All right. I have another body cam footage here of the original incident itself of these two disobeying a lawful order to vacate the premises.
Thank you. We will allow time for any objections.
Your Honor, the defense has no objection to this evidence.
Thank you. Court will move to admit Exhibit 1B of body cam, 4 minutes and 39 seconds long in length. This time we'll call onto the state for any further evidence and or witnesses.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead.
After the admission of evidence, the defense does move to strike the charge of bribery from this case, as the only admissible evidence has been thrown out as inadmissible. Therefore, they cannot be used in this trial.
Thank you. We'll open rebuttal for the state.
None, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court will move to strike MPC 5.1 bribery. We'll call onto the state for any further evidence and or witnesses.
Yes, I have officer statements from the situation. I just need to send them to you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the defense would object to any sort of written statements. I was not present to collect these statements. I can't be true to the entirety. I prefer live testimony over written statement.
Statements would be have to go through and in minutes, be case by case per statement submitted by the state. So we'll go with that flow, allowing the state to submit one statement as per one, and opening up the floor to objections by the defense.
Very well, Your Honor.
All right, let me get the statements for you then. There's the first one from Jordan Jennings, Maverick Smith, and Daniel Steele.
Thank you. Open the floor to any objections by the defense.
1 second, Your Honor. I'm reviewing. Your Honor, who wrote this? Because it looks like it was written by a 3-year-old going to daycare.
Speculation.
Your Honor,
Speculation will be sustained.
Okay, then no objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Statement by 806 Jordan Jennings will be admitted into Exhibit 1C. We'll call on the state for any further statements.
Yes,
Witnesses.
I am working on the second part of this. This one was written by Maverick Smith.
Thank you. We'll open up the floor to the defense. Thank you.
Your Honor, respectfully, I don't have any objections to the statement, but I don't know if you're doing as much as anyone I am, but it's very hard to follow. But I can dispute that on cross-examination.
Thank you. Considering no objections, statement made by 304 Maverick Smith will be admitted into 1D, Exhibit 1D. At this time, we'll call on the state for any further statements, witnesses, and/or evidence.
Yes, one more made by 814.
Thank you. We'll open up the floor to objections by defense.
And who is 814, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
We'll call on the state.
Daniel Steele.
Thank you.
No objection to this statement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Considering no objection by the defense, statement made by 814 Daniel Steele will be admitted into Exhibit 2A. At this time, we'll call on the state for any further evidence and/or witnesses. And I may ask real quick if anybody has extra food and water, that would be great before I pass out up here. Thank you. Do appreciate you. Thank you. Sorry, continuing calling on the state for any further evidence, witnesses, and statement.
That will be all from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, we'll call on the defense for any evidence, witnesses, and/or statements.
Nothing to add, Your Honor.
Thank you. Stand by here. Give me 2 seconds. Admitting all of this evidence into the exhibit witness list.
Your Honor, as before we move forward, I'm not aware of this court's ordinances on this, but the defense would request that we allow the defense to voice record this proceedings for evidence in further cases.
Thank you. Court cam is always done by the judges, justices. I have a court cam going right now.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Which may be requested at further times. Having concluded the evidentiary phase, the court will now hear closing statements. Prosecution, you may proceed.
Your Honor, with the statements given, these two gentlemen were caught disobeying a lawful order, as is very clearly shown. Law enforcement does hold the authority and the right to close off any public space
Objection, Your
for
Honor. Is
their
this opening statements, or is this pursuance of witnesses?
closing
This is closing
statements.
Oh, this is closing statements. We're not going to have any sort of examination. Okay. No witness testimony, Your Honor. I'm just clarifying.
We can
sorry,
do
that
a
was,
witness
during,
testimony.
More than open to it. That would have been done during evidentiary phase.
Okay, never mind then.
If there's no objection by the prosecution, I'm more than welcome to call anybody up that you may have.
There's no objection from the prosecution.
Thank you. Defense will call back on you. Sorry if you're saying something, I can't hear you.
Are you talking to me, Your Honor? I'm sorry. I'm having some. This rain is making it very hard to hear. What did you say to me? I'm sorry.
Sorry, there was no objections from the prosecution. If you'd like to call up for witness testimony, or
If they're wanting to call the first witness, Your Honor, there's no objection from the defense.
The prosecution will call up Jordan Jennings.
thank you. Jordan Jennings, please approach the stand.
Yes.
Hey, Lift, next time you do one of those, please shout so I can get that on the court cam.
I can.
Yeah, I got you.
can
I
repeat
did. I forgot about it. You want me to do it again?
Yeah, please.
All right, sir. Can you raise both your hands?
Mm-hmm.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Put your hands down.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Do you have that microphone down there? Does that work for you?
It said it was on.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're
yes,
good.
Can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Maverick Smith asked me to handle the individuals that were sitting on the sidelines. The cadets were having an issue focusing on their academy. I got in my car. I also had K9 Rocky with me as well. We approached the suspects at the time, and I asked them to leave. They said they had a right to be there, and I was giving them a lawful order. After the lawful order, we had our argument of them being there, if they're allowed to or not. After all of that has happened, I asked 814 Daniel Steele to walk up, pull his taser, and discharge it on one of the said individuals. I also did the same, but I also walked around the vehicle to deploy my taser. I only tased them once, and I told the individual, once he stands up, I'm going for cuffs. And I only said it once. And he proceeded to break cuffs consistently. And then finally, Fred said, just let him arrest you. We'll take it to court. And then we headed down to Vespucci Police Department. There was, we sat in the cells for quite some time. And there was arguments between myself, Tommy Six, Steele, prosecutor, and it went on for about an hour and proceeding. Then I went to discuss with Six, Steele, on how to go over the situation due to the fact that I am still a cadet in training, since it's been a long time since I've been back. With something like this, I'm not supposed to do on my own, but I'm learning as it goes.
Thank you. Is that all you got for us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any objections from the defense on this testimony?
No, Your Honor, but I'd like to cross-examine if I may.
Objections from the state?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cross-examination will be permitted.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
Granted.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name was Maverick, correct?
No.
I'm sorry, what was your name then?
Jordan Jennings.
Oh, Mr. Jennings. I apologize.
You're good.
So, Mr. Jennings, at what point, circling back to your testimony, at what point did you ask these individuals to leave the scene?
Before tasers were deployed.
Okay, so may I ask you why you asked them to leave?
Because they were obstructing justice to the cadets that we were trying to train.
Okay, officer, can you explain to me obstruction of justice?
Yeah, sorry. I'm still, yeah.
Okay, circling back to the point, let the record show that the officer cannot produce an explanation for obstruction of justice. You said you're a cadet, right? Do cadets normally
Yes.
control canines on patrol with them?
No.
Okay. Can I ask you why you have the canine with you? Furthermore, isn't that considered a bit aggressive for a misdemeanor crime of being somewhere they allegedly shouldn't have been?
Yes. The original canine handler.
Yes.
Was also
Okay. Thank
in
you. That's
training,
all.
so the
That's all. That's
canine
all. That's all I
unit
need to hear.
came
Thank
with
you.
me.
That's all I need to hear. Thank you. You agree? Let the record show that the officer agreed that was aggressive use of force and was not necessary.
No, I didn't. No, I'm not agreeing to an aggressive
Officer,
force.
officer, I did not ask for you to continue. I asked for a yes or no answer. You gave it to me. Thank you. So continuing on from that, what point did you tase my my clients?
After after they wouldn't put up their hands and go into cuffs.
Okay. So is tasing suspects who are not giving any threats or any harm like that, or not being combative, is tasing common policy for Los Angeles Police Department? To tasing non-combative, allegedly criminals from just standing there, just not wanting to cuff up? Is tasing a common practice?
We used our voice. Well, first was our presence, then our voice, hands-on, which is considered non-lethal.
Okay, so how did we go from voice to projectiles? You stated that you went to hands-on. At what point did you try a hands-on approach?
The hands-on approach is pulling the taser, which is a non-lethal.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. A taser is considered a projectile, correct?
Yes, but it does not kill.
Okay. I didn't ask if you killed. I asked if it was a projectile. Thank you. But we went from a voice to grabbing a taser is not a hands-on approach. A hands-on approach is me approaching, place my hand on you, putting you in a wrist lock, putting your hands behind your back to subdue the subject. A taser after that point should be considered a non-lethal force if they break that. But moving on from that point, where were you guys conducting training at?
Sandy Shores Airfield.
Okay, did you guys have a permit from the state, and did you guys post closure signs that this was not accessible to the public?
At the time, we did not.
Okay, so you had no legal reason to say my clients could not be there. Are you aware that my client has a vehicle parked at Sandy Shores Airfield that he pays money to have land there for him to store this vehicle?
Yes.
So you are aware that he had a legal right to be there and a right to be somewhere because he has property there. And you guys asked him to leave because you guys were conducting training not permitted by the state. Is that correct?
He has legal right to land.
It's a yes or no question, officer. Did you ask him to leave? Yes. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Cross-examination from the state.
All right, Mr. Jennings. What legal right did law enforcement hold over the airfield?
What legal right?
Mm-hmm.
We have the right to train our officers there, or upcoming officers, known as cadets. I'm still solo cadet. We usually do it there. The state lets us do it there. There's no other designated.
Objection, Your Honor. The officer already said it was not permitted by the state. My examination. So I need to verify which one is the truth here.
Call on the witness there.
We usually do it there, and we have no issues.
Do you have permission?
I'm just looking for clarification, Your Honor. He said during my testimony that they were not permitted by the state, and now it's permitted by the state. I'm just curious if this is permitted by the state or which one we're going with.
I do not recall him saying that it was not permitted by the state.
Your Honor, I specifically asked him, was this permitted by the court? And I asked him, so you're agreeing to me that this was not permitted by the court, and he has
That is a
no
different
legal right to take
question.
someone away. And he said yes, Your Honor.
That
That's
is a different
verifying that
question.
not permitted to be.
From what I recall, I remember a question being asked if it was posted publicly or if they had permission to be there at that time and conduct the training there. And what I recall from the witness is the witness stating that they did not post publicly. That's all I can recall from that. So if we'd like to, I could call this in recess and review Court Can to get exactly.
No, that won't be necessary. I just want to be on the record with the court. All right. Withdrawn.
Thank you. State, you may proceed.
For clarification, you do have permission from the state of San Andreas to perform your academy duties at this landing strip.
To my knowledge is yes, because all the academies are held there.
Would you like to explain to the court as to why that is?
Due to the reason, Triple SO does not have, one, the parking is permitted
Objection, Your
zone.
Honor. Relevance. Just because they can claim it there doesn't mean they should. It's still public land.
Objection will be sustained.
Am I allowed to talk or no?
No, not on that question. The canine that was at the scene, was that canine assigned to you?
No, it was not.
Who was the canine assigned to?
It was assigned to, I can't remember his name, but I know it was assigned to someone. Bucket, Alex Bucket.
Who was instructing the canine?
Alex.
So you had nothing to do with the canine being there on scene?
No.
Objection, Your Honor. It states in his statement that he went and retrieved the dog from the car and took him to the scene. I'm getting cross memos here from the defense, from the witness. Are we getting on the lines of perjury here? Because he stated, and I quote in his statement, so I went to the car to retrieve, and we're interrupting the academy, so I get my car canine. He specifically stated that in his witness testimony.
Your Honor, there were multiple questions being asked all at once, and the witness here was just trying to answer the questions as they were being presented.
Thank you. Sorry, defense, could you restate the point of objection?
Your Honor, the objection is perjury. It's getting to the point where he's not adding up. If you review his statement of Officer Maverick Smith, correction, of Jordan Jennings, stated he went to the car to retrieve the canine. It's stated in the witness testimony.
Thank you. Court does the statement that was submitted into evidence. Exhibit 1C, statement from 806 Jordan Jennings, quoted, I get my car canine, considering objection will be sustained.
At this point, Your Honor, the defense moves to strike this witness from the record. He's perjured himself already from his witness statement and giving different stories on multiple occasions. We move to strike this witness.
Objection will be sustained. Please step down from the bench. Thank you. At this time, we'll call on the defense for any further witness testimonies. or witnesses that they'd like to approach.
I'm sorry. Was the state done providing witnesses? I wasn't following that, Your Honor.
No.
Thank you.
We were not.
Sorry, I got mixed signals here. At first, it was witness testimonies. Sorry, I was assuming that all witnesses should have been called during the exchange of discovery period here.
That's fine, Your Honor.
We gave you 3 different names and 3 different officers that were involved with the case.
Correct. However, I was given statements, and then I asked if you had any further witnesses, statements, and or evidence that you would like to submit. You said no. Witness is totally different from a statement.
But if that's the case, Your Honor, then defense moves to a dismissal completely of this case. The only evidence provided by this case has been stricken from the record by this court. There's no further evidence allegedly my clients of any sort of crime. We move for a dismissal of this case.
Take objections from the state.
Sir, there are 2 other statements written down. Were those stricken too?
No, they were not. This is. Let me re-clarify as to what I was getting at there. The statements versus the witness testimony are 2 completely different things.
Then we still have evidence of this case.
Okay, so
evidence or not, Your Honor, she didn't call the witnesses to the stand. She failed to do that within the required time. My clients have a right to a speedy trial. She's going to keep delaying it. It's completely violating the Fourth Amendment right. At this point in time, we still continue for dismissal of this case.
At this time, there was an agreement earlier right before closing statements that we're going to permit the continuance of evidence, witnesses, and statements here. So objection will be denied. Overruled, sorry. State at this time will call on you for any further witnesses, statements, and or evidence.
Yes. We'll call on Daniel Steele for witness.
Thank you. Daniel Steele, please approach the stand.
Can you raise up both of your hands, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes.
So you may proceed.
Thank you. Can you please state your name for the court record?
Daniel Steele, badge number 814.
Thank you. State you may proceed.
Mr. Steele, would you like to tell the court your side of the story?
So we were, he just said that we were at the Sandy airstrip conducting an academy with the upcoming cadets, trying to get them ready for their phase 2s. I was there to help with what I could as a solo cadet, encourage them when we started to have a helicopter fly above Sandy airstrip and start to land at the back of the airfield in the dirt. At that point, our commanding officer on scene and on radio told us all to move away and to come up towards where they were conducting their simulation of traffic stops. At that point, the helicopter then took off from the ground, came over pretty much next to the academy and the simulations, and then was hovering. The helicopter then went and landed, so the officers went back down to the back of the airstrip. Once at the back of the airstrip, we heard people yelling on megaphones, so we then all moved further up the airstrip to kind of continue with our academy without being interrupted. At that point, the commanding officer said if they start to intervene, we would have to go and take care of it, ask them to leave, and if they don't leave, arrest them for disobeying a lawful order. then when we, after confronting them, after running up the airstrip, we asked them to leave multiple times. At that point, they would not leave. And so we went back to our commanding officer to ask what did he want us to do, because we are only solo cadets. He then told us to go ask them to leave again to see if they would. At that point, we walked up to them, asked them to leave. They denied and would not leave a place they were asked. We then after asking them to leave, we then pulled our tasers, asked them to leave again. At that point, they were tased and were put into cuffs and then taken down to Vinewood PD to be charged. That's all I have.
Your commanding officer, what was his name?
Maverick.
Was Maverick on the scene when this happened?
Yes, he was with the academy recruits over on the other side of the airstrip.
How often does BCSO hold these academy trainings at this landing strip?
At this point, it's once a week roughly, because I mean, I really don't know that much because I was just hired myself. But it's been once a week since I've been in.
And every time they do so, they shut down this landing strip.
Yes.
Are you aware as to why it is not made publicly known that this landing strip is shut down for this training session?
From my understanding, it is for safety purposes of upcoming recruits and the other officers there as well.
At any other point in time when this strip is shut down, has there ever been a problem with it being shut down for the use of the academy?
No.
Your Honor, objection on that for scope. This person was just been hired, as you just stated. Previous conflicts of this airstrip, he would have no knowledge of.
Thank you. Objection will be overruled as he gave his current scope of knowledge.
All right. Cadet, are you aware that the state allows for this to occur?
Yes.
How are you aware of this?
The commanding officers have informed us.
Which commanding officers?
Believe it is Mav. Believe of it. Yeah.
Is there a law in this state that prevents PD from closing down a public space?
No.
Thank you. There will be no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this time, we'll open up cross-examination from the defense.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
Granted.
Good afternoon, Steele. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being here today. Just circling back on the prosecution's last question for you. She stated, just to clarify, is there a law that prevents law enforcement from closing down a public space? Is that correct? That was her last question.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a law that allows it?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure.
Okay. Thank you. So circling back to the beginning of your statement, you guys were at Sandy Airstrip, just conducting your phase 2 academy. As you are a solo cadet, so you want to be there to support your peers. Good for you on that. You mentioned this helicopter. What about this helicopter is relevant to this case?
Maverick was on the phone with one of the individuals.
Which one?
And
can you point to them?
Well, I mean, they're both wearing the same thing.
Okay, could you describe which one they were? Okay, a name?
I believe the first name was Fred.
Okay, and did Maverick state that Fred stated he was piloting this helicopter?
He stated that he was going to be, driving by.
Okay, so driving by, right? So in a vehicle. Driving generally means by vehicle, right? Flying is by helicopter. So we'll just go with the helicopter had no relevance to this case, because we have no idea who was flying this alleged aircraft. So, and then you said the commanding officer stated if they intervened, we would ask them to leave. So at which point did my clients allegedly intervene with your training?
When they ran from the back of the airstrip all the way up to next to our academy training, and then they stopped there and started dancing when we went to confront them.
Okay, so they never got in the middle of your training. They never got into a way to make you to stop your training. You guys just didn't like that they were running up and down the airfield getting close to you. Is that correct?
They were interfering with the focus of our academy trainees.
Okay, so they were interfering. So it was making it hard for you guys to focus on your training, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you guys' focusing problem is not my client's problem or the state's problem. So let the record show that they're upset because they couldn't focus. That sounds like an ADHD issue, not a legal issue. Circling back again, when you tase the subject, asking you the same question I kind of asked, I got stricken from the record earlier. Is it common for you as a solo cadet to pull a taser on someone who's just standing there and not being combative with you or any point of reason, just not wanting to leave a certain area?
As it being a non-lethal force, I tend, if they are disobeying me, I tend to pull it out and see if they will start obeying me from there.
But it's not common practice for you to discharge or take your taser within your duty just for them standing there, correct? Yeah.
Sorry, I could not hear you.
I'll repeat. So so you said it's common for you when they're disobeying, right, to an extent, that you pull it just to see if that can make them comply, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so is it common for you guys to discharge that taser at them just for standing there, not being violent anyways? Is that common practice?
No.
It's not common practice, but you guys did that anyways. Okay, perfect. So after you guys discharged the weapon, did you discharge your taser?
I did discharge my taser, yes.
Did it strike any of my clients?
I believe one of them, yes.
Okay, and did you offer medical care at all to my clients after you hit them with a sharp object that provided electricity to their soul? What if one of them had a heart condition or an implanted AED? Right? What if did you guys even speak to medical about making sure they were okay afterwards?
We had no chance because they were just bickering back and forth with the officers.
Okay, but once you guys had them in cuffs, correct, and you guys were transporting them to the police station, why couldn't you guys stop at the hospital just to verify they were okay with medical?
I was not in the vehicle that was transporting them,
But is it within common policy to have someone checked out by medical after they've been tased?
if we can actually ask them,
Reminder, you're
yes.
under oath, so it is common practice for PD or anyone who discharges a taser to ensure that the people who got hit with the taser receive medical treatment.
We normally ask, yes.
Okay, did you ask were my clients asked if they wanted medical treatment?
I had no chance to ask them as they were constantly yelling at other officers.
So you failed to ask my clients to ensure that their health requirements were met.
It's hard to ask something when you can't speak, sir.
Okay, but it's called interruptions, right? I've interrupted you many times during this conversation, right, to ask my questions. Or is that not possible to do that with them? You're an officer, right? Right. You're going to assert yourself in a situation, right? So why couldn't you assert that they receive medical care?
I try to give respect to everybody, sir.
So you chose your own self-respect over their well-being. Thank you. Let's see here. Let me go back over your statement here. Go over my notes. So going back, you stated that you guys don't post public notices or let people know that the airstrip is going to be closed for safety reasons, correct?
Correct.
So I'm trying to get this clipboard. So what if in an emergency happened, right? And I was piloting an aircraft, or say this alleged helicopter that was supposedly on scene that we have no idea even exists, showed up on scene and was having some sort of emergency. How would they land?
There is another runway, sir. There's 2 runways on Sandy Airstrip.
Right. But say I'm coming from, let's see, that runway goes east and west, and the one goes northeast. So if I'm coming from the east, and I can't make it to the other runway, and you guys are blocking the runway, would I be charged with murder if I ran you guys over with my plane?
Objection, speculation.
Objection will be sustained.
Withdrawn, Your Honor. Moving on from that point, you're agreeing that there was no public knowledge or signs posted about this airstrip being closed.
Yes.
Okay, no further questions.
Thank you. We'll call back onto the state for any further questioning. Sorry, do me a favor. Remove your guys' masks. I did forget to tell you guys that in the
They can't, Your Honor. It's built into their their outfit. The police never took them to change, so they can't. It's kind of a one thing, unless you want them naked in your courtroom.
Okay, thank you. Could we please identify who's on my left and who's on my right? So,
Mr. Fred Johnson will stand.
Thank you.
And then he'll be seated, and then to my right will be Jay Johnson.
Thank you. Okay. Continuing, we'll go back onto the state for any further questions.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Steele, are you aware of how big the prongs are on your tasers?
Yes.
How long are they?
4 millimeter to 9 millimeter.
And just for relevance, is there anything clothing-wise that could easily deflect these?
A baggy hoodie can deflect these taser prongs.
So would these taser prongs pose any real life-threatening danger to these defendants?
Objection,
No.
Your Honor. This witness is not a doctor.
What's the call for objection?
The objection, Your Honor, is scope of practice. This officer is saying if this can cause a life-threatening emergency. He's a police officer, not a doctor, Your Honor.
Thank you. Objection will be sustained.
Officer, are you given any sort of medical training whatsoever?
Yes, in your academy phase, you are given medical training.
What sort of medical training are you given?
You are trained on how to treat bullet wounds, taser prongs if needed, as
So,
well as just stabilizing until medical services arrive.
so you are aware of the damage that your tools can do.
Yes, because a part of our academy is being tased as well.
Again, objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered. This witness already said he didn't even try to render aid to my clients, so therefore he would have no knowledge if they were even harmed by these problems.
This is more so towards whether or not he was trained for medical practice and what his knowledge is for said medical practice.
Thank you. Objection will be overruled.
Are you aware of how many layers of skin there are?
No,
Objection,
off the
Your
top
Honor.
of my head.
Relevance?
There is relevance.
Could you
And
further
that
explain?
is...
Well, you see here there are several layers of the skin. A 4mm prong would barely touch
Your
one of
Honor,
them.
objection. Is the prosecutor biologist of human anatomy? Is she aware of the full human anatomy? She has no knowledge. She's a prosecutor, not a doctor.
How would you know? You have no knowledge of me. You don't know anything about my background.
I'm not here to argue with you, ma'am. I'm just stating my objection. Thank you.
Thank you. For the record, are you a biologist or in any means of any related to anything in that field certified by the state?
By this state, no. However, I do have a background in medical practices.
Objection, Your Honor. She already verified she's not licensed by the state.
Thank you. Objection will be sustained.
They're handing me food, sir.
Even if I'm not licensed, my background information does not count.
If it's not relevant to this state, Your Honor, we can't verify her credentials via this state. It can't be admissible.
The defense is correct with that. It would not be admissible if not granted.
Biology is a common practice in a majority of schools. At some point, one way or another, everybody in this room was subject to learning biology.
Can you produce these? Can you produce these credentials?
It's a mandatory class in almost every high school throughout the United States.
Can you produce these credentials?
For the record, the objection will be sustained. We will move on from this topic. Thank you.
At any point in time, did the defendants request for medical attendance?
No.
So were you ever aware that they were in need of medical attention?
No.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Call back onto the defense for any further questions.
Redirect, Your Honor.
Thank you for the terminology as well.
Mr. Steele, I'm just kind of circling back to your testimony given. Can you explain to me what your definition is of the First Amendment? Mr. Steele? Okay, so for the record, the First Amendment is the right to freedom of speech, religion, and assembly. There's also numerous case laws out there, I can name if you'd like, Your Honor, of citizens allowed to witness and even be a part of police training. So if my clients were executing their right to legal assembly with not physically intervening with your training and then refusing to leave from a public place where they have stake in the land because they have vehicles parked there, at what point does that make that a lawful order to disband?
When a officer tells somebody to do something, that is a lawful order.
So if you told me to get you a mac and cheese, would that be a lawful order?
That would be a request. If it was something to do with law, it would be a lawful order. Or crimes.
So how is you asking them to leave, not interfering with your training, not a request, and a lawful order? Can you give me a reason why that's different?
No.
No further questions.
Thank you. Redirect from the state.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. This witness may step down from the stand. This time we'll call on the state for any further witnesses, statements, and/or evidence.
At this time, there is nobody else awake that I'm aware of that can answer any questions.
Thank you. This time we'll call on the defense for any further witnesses, statements, and/or evidence.
Defense has nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. This time we'll move on to closing statements. We'll begin with the state. Begin whenever you're ready.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? I didn't hear it.
Yes. At this time, we'll move on to closing statements from the state. Feel free to begin whenever you're ready.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to cross-examine the two defendants, at least.
Your Honor, my client's not required to stake the stand in their own trial. That's even the prosecution asking that just shows the lack of knowledge of the law. If they weren't requested by the defense to be a witness, the prosecution can't subpoena them or ask them to be on the stand.
Thank you. That is correct. Furthering, we will continue with closing statements by the state.
Your Honor, with the information that we've given you, it is clear that these two gentlemen, these two defendants, they were not authorized to be present at these academy trainings. Furthermore, law enforcement has the authority and the right to shut down a public space to conduct their trainings and to bar the public from being there if they feel it is for the safety of their cadets. As safety should always be the number one philosophy. And these two defendants here violated a very direct and polite lawful order to vacate the premises. If their vehicle was parked at that landing strip, I do believe they could have simply gone to a different landing strip and just recalled their vehicle there instead. By disobeying a lawful order, willingly, they subjected themselves to being apprehended in any manner or way that these officers felt was safe for their sake, for their safety. That is all.
Thank you. This time we'll call on the defense for closing statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court, prosecution, ladies and gentlemen of the gallery, Your Honor. My clients have a right to be on public land. My clients have a right to execute their First Amendment rights to assembly, their First Amendment rights to view police. And the prosecution stated in their closing statement that they were asked politely to leave. As we can see from the provided body cam footage, being asked politely to leave is not being tased while being non-combative. Being politely asked to leave is not being bombarded by police officers for observing something from a distance. The prosecution stated that they can recall a vehicle from another garage. I'm curious how you can recall a helicopter without having it to have to take off on a landing strip to another landing strip. That's just not physically possible. The order given to my clients to disband from this assembly they were at just
any and all officers that are available to head to that panic, please.
Completely violated my client's First Amendment rights and the rights to due process. They have the ability to do everything they asked for. All of these, as you can see from the record, the officers even admitted on this stand, on record, that their approach to this was unnecessary and more violent than it needed to be. They stated many times that it was not policy. They didn't provide them medical care. They stated they didn't provide medical care. I'm being told by my clients they were provided. They did request medical care in front of the prosecutor while down in the cells, but they were failed to meet that expectation. My clients did not disobey any lawful order. As the cadet even stated on the stand, he could not give me an example of what changes it from a request to a lawful order. Them asking them to disband and leave an area from a training of law enforcement is a request, not a lawful order. There was no postage saying this airship was closed to the public. Whether they didn't post it on Bleeder or Squawk or whatever of, hey, this public announcement of it being closed, they still post signs saying it is closed to the public and no one is allowed entry from there, and give people a way to exercise their right to retrieve their property if necessary. They failed to do that, and they violated multiple rights of my clients. They have failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, which is required by the prosecution of this charge. At this point, I ask the court that they find my clients not guilty, as there's no admissible or solid proof evidence or testimony that provides that they disobeyed a lawful order.
Thank you. Court acknowledges both closing statements. We'll now call the court into recess for 5 minutes. I'll be in my chambers. Thank you.
332, I'm switching to TAC 1.
You have food?
All right. Court is in recess.
Bennett, if you have to go, go.
I say, I think they're all down.
There's a massive shootout.
Anybody have drinks?
Yeah, I got you. Or not.
Pass out.
Yeah. Oh shit, I only got one. But, good.
Thank you.
Would he allowed to go to bed?
Who?
Steele. It's 4 in the morning for him.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, let me.
He's almost done anyways. It's better if I just don't move. Don't be surprised.
I mean, it's 2 in the morning for me. I wasn't expecting to be here either.
12:46.
Yeah, it's 3:50. So okay.
Maybe play it.
Great case, ma'am.
Oh, Jennings.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I was hoping for you to be up there.
Who?
Make sure the microphone's off, by the way.
This is over.
Just head popped.
Mr. Martin, once the judge comes back, make sure you do the all rise and that thing.
Alright, I got you.
Justice Hill, let us know when you're ready.
Thank you. I'll be out in about a minute.
Wait, is that a TV that works? Why didn't we just put the body cam on that?
That probably would have been a good idea.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if the links work on.
Easy day in
Hey,
court,
TV.
boys. Easy day in court.
Just so you guys know, Jordan Jennings, had a really bad headache, and he said he shall be returning soon.
Easy day in court, boys.
He's having problems with TSA right now. The only easy day was yesterday, sir.
Yeah, that's why you pay me the big bucks. Calm down.
Those bucks are hard earned, okay?
I thought I paid you in Coca-Cola.
Maybe I'll just have you stitch on my head.
I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, that
I
was right.
The body cam.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
All right, good.
Summary judgment is there. I'm commuting everything or putting everything together, just so I have it out there.
You spit on me. I'm gonna have you rearrested for assault.
Yeah, 2 seconds here. No, you're good. Take your
that's
time. We have one guy that got taken by aliens, so he's
thank you.
back on
Perfect.
TSA.
Other side.
Thank you. I'll let you know when he's back.
I gotta look good. I gotta look good in my presentation. You know. All right. Thank you.
All right. All the sweats off.
Those court sweats.
Were you really sweating?
No. I mean, the suit's hot. I mean, I'm sorry, they're not sweating. Look at this. They're wearing like wool. Are you guys hot?
Yes, very.
I think they need to go swim in the ocean for like 2 minutes.
Why didn't it take you guys to change at least?
I don't know.
At least put you like a jumpsuit.
Yeah, we weren't privy to that. Our arresting officer is a cadet. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Proper representation.
Yo, daddy, chill.
I'm hearing like every other word you say.
Yeah,
Like I can't.
I know. Yeah, me too.
Alrighty. Let me know when they're back so I can proceed unless we are okay to proceed without. Sorry, Justice, what did you say? Let me know if you guys are okay to proceed with who's missing. We're missing B. Jennings. Okay, the police officer. He's not going to be needed unless he wants to be. I'll let you guys make that call if you guys are ready. I'm ready. Miss Ebony, are you ready? Miss Ebony, are
One
you
moment.
He'll be back in a second.
Justice, we have one of your defendants that just ended up having to go bye-bye too, so give us a few minutes. Can I have, if there's an extra bailiff, when you guys come back here?
Jay,
Yeah.
do you still like not shower? Do you still like not shower?
What do you mean? I shower.
Oh, do you? Oh. So what's that smell?
That's probably it's probably the prosecutor.
Oh, don't. That's rude. Don't say that. Apologize. Be a gentleman.
So I'm good. Criminal, remember?
Just trying to sit here. What?
Okay, he's back. We're ready to proceed.
All right, sir. Let me get our officer back, and then we can proceed. Okay.
Oh, we're waiting on the officer. Okay.
Oh, he's not gonna be.
Oh, is he having big troubles?
Are we good?
We're still waiting on Dennings to come back. He just came back.
Alrighty, we're good.
Give him 1 second.
We're ready.
See if he's...
What tack were we on?
Alright, Martin, do your thing.
Oh, look, there he is.
All rise. You may be seated. Sorry.
Your Honor, you're talking weekly, Kenny. Oh, there you are. No, I'm sorry.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me that short recess there. It took a little bit longer than expected. I was just going over some key factual information submitted here. In the matter before the court, the defendants were present at an airfield where police academy training was taking place. It is noted that there was no public signage or announcement indicating that the area was restricted from public access at that time. However, law enforcement officers on site issued multiple clear orders to the defendants to leave the area. The defendants refused to comply with these direct commands. Under the principles governing lawful orders, once officers have given a reasonable and lawful directive for individuals to vacate a space, especially when the space is being used for official purposes and for safety purposes, failure to comply constitutes a violation. The court finds that the defendant's continued refusal to leave after repeated lawful orders were given satisfies the elements of disobeying a lawful order. Regarding the use of a taser, the court notes that while the use of a taser occurred, the judgment on the charge of failure to obey a lawful order is based solely on the defendant's refusal to comply with clear commands. At this time, I find the defendants guilty of MPC 5.14, disobeying a lawful order, which constitutes 5 months reprimanded into Bolingbroke Penitentiary, time served given for the time in cells, and a $15,000 fine, which should be immediately deposited before the release of the defendants. This time, court is adjourned, and please, representatives of the state and the defense, please come meet me in my chambers afterwards. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Sure.
We were going to ask the court, just due to the time frame of this case, we're now sitting at 3.5 hours since the issuance of this case, that the fine just be labeled as served due to the time frame and just with time and everything like that. We just.
Any objection by the state?
Their time was already waived. But I can agree to maybe a lesser fee.
We were held in the cells for an hour before we were even read our charges. What do you mean?
I mean,
we are not here to argue semantics.
Please.
Are you the judge? Anyways, as I was stating, Your Honor, the officers held my client for an excess of an hour before even telling them their charges while they try to figure out what's going on. They have a right to a speedy trial. I mean, sitting there for an hour just waiting for one charge to be filed, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
Thank you. To be fair, I'm not completely aware of how long these defendants were sustained in these cells for until charges were filed. Does an hour sound accurate to law enforcement that were present there?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, it's late. I'm falling asleep.
Notating that the defendants were held in cells just for the filing of charges for an hour. Court will take that into consideration and give a reduction of $15,000 to their fines, equaling out to be $0 in fines and a 5-month sentence. Thank you. Court is adjourned. Once again, please, if your representative from either side can meet me in my chambers afterwards.
Can we get our stuff back as well? That's not illegal.
Yes, if it's not illegal, you may have it
I
back.
told you guys you would get your stuff back regardless.
All may rise, please.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, court is adjourned. Thank you.
You guys.
What do you mean? Put us in
Excuse me.
What?
Your Honor, they're trying to put my clients in cuffs. You just issued time served. I mean, what are they doing?
There's no need to have them in cuffs. Alright, I'll let them know. First of all, lady and gentlemen, that was a beautiful case, and I'd like to say probably the best case I've presided over since I've been in the city. That was amazing by both sides of you guys. You guys both did amazing. I was blown away. Both sides have very well done, made arguments. I could tell the frustration by the state immediately. I heard every one of those grunts made by you, just so you know.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I don't blame that on you. At the end of the day, you were dealing with cadets, and they had no clue what they were doing.
And I meant no disrespect.
Unfortunately.
In the proceedings. It was just.
No, it's fine. Truth be told, it was like midnight when we started. It's like 2 a.m. for me now. I'm tired. I don't remember everything. I only had like maybe 5 to 10 minutes to quickly look at everything and try to think of something.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's 4 a.m. for me too, and I have to be up in 3 hours. So maybe I should have ignored Fred, but it's okay, I didn't.
I kind of wish we had Maverick Smith because he is the commanding officer for that particular department, but unfortunately right after Storm he went to bed. I would have loved to have had him in this case. I really would have.
Yeah,
but that's not how it went.
So respectfully, right? Nothing against that. I would have gotten his testimony thrown out like immediately because he wasn't even active in the signing. He was just an observer. So he would have, yeah, his testimony would have been relevant.
I think her point is with that is that he would know what he's talking about.
Rather than us having cadets who are freshly in and being berated and attacked on the stand. Truth be told, I wasn't able to keep up with everything that was being said because it was just so fast and so snappy.
I can't lie. I felt bad for those cadets up there. I could hear it in their voice of like, damn, dude, like, what do I even say to this? I heard it in their voice, and
They're
that's why I didn't.
fresh.
Yeah, they're fresh. That's why I didn't move for perjury on them. For that one because that was a clear statement. He did say in his report.
I mean, he was trying very hard to answer the questions that were being presented, but as soon as he would start talking, another question would be asked, and so I'm sure he was doing the best that he could, but he had all the answers. He really did. It's
But
just
one thing that I
tripping over
appreciate,
himself did not help.
one thing that I really appreciated about that though is now that officer and anybody who's been in this court will know exactly why attention to detail and every last thing matters if the case does go to court. Um,
Hmm.
that is something that I feel like a lot of these officers need to go with. Um, and at first, when I was reading these reports, it was audibly in this court cam. If for some reason you guys ever look at it, you guys will see me because of some of the responses. Look, I laugh and I fucking talk to myself and a whole bunch of this, and court cam captures it all. So
Hmm.
it was great for me. I felt bad for them, and you could hear me saying that in the court cam probably if you do look at it. Um, but at the end of the day, it's an eye opener for them, and it's really good hands-on experience for them because now they know really what to expect if they are in another court case, and I'm sure that they could be more prepared. Now, at the end of the day, these speedy trials, should I say, technically all trials are supposed to be speedy, but this is the speediest version you're going to get, which is a trial right after before even going to prison. Um, and it's a lot more difficult to handle. And where I came from, they handled it completely different with evidence and whatever. But I think the way we did
Yeah.
it today was perfect. I liked it. Other than the first body cam issue, I told the officer that they could go in emails and do it that way. But I mean, I guess they weren't taking my hint of when I gave the rebuttal back to the state to kind of offer a revised version of that hey, like he told me this, we could do this because they're new. I don't think this was my
They
first ever
were
speedy trial
they
in
were
this state
already
as well.
having difficulties getting things sent to me because of file sizes and not everyone being able to submit things of a certain file size. Like they were trying their best, and even I offered them, I said, hey, I have an actual email that you can just email me this stuff directly if it's that big of a file.
Yeah,
It has
and
nothing to do with, it's not anything personal. It was made specifically for this reason.
at the end of the day, for the future of this, always remember that they can share their eyes per se or body cam in a Discord email, and we can move everybody from the court into that
They
email.
offered to do that. I don't know why they
Okay,
why they didn't say, let's go ahead and do that while we were in the courtroom. Because they did
so
offer that to me,
yep.
and I
So
didn't
just
deny
for the
it.
future, yep. For the future, that's there for you guys. But really, honestly, the purpose of this was I just really wanted to say thank you guys for an amazing case. You guys both did really good. It was stressful. It was all last minute, made it harder. But at the end of the
Mhm.
day, you guys
Mhm.
pulled off very well. And for you in the back, I don't even want to do an interview with you. I'm fairly confident in your ability. That's all I needed, and that's kind of what my purpose of let's see how you do in this case was because there's no need of doing an interview if I could just see you in an action. So honestly, I owe you a little bit of back pay for sitting there for that long, and if you're willing, I'd love to offer you a job within the defense office here.
Within the like a public defense, I'm private. I do
Okay.
private practice.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately, the stipulations have changed for that. You would have to start in the public office before you could get your own private office. That's
Oh,
because
okay. It is what it is then.
yeah, we weren't getting any type of public defenders to represent the public during these cases, and they were all out, and none of them had 3 million, 2 million, a million, 500,000 to pay a lawyer to get their cases taken care of. So now there's a stipulation of you have to become a public defender for I think it's 2 months or a month. It's one of the two before you can apply for your private office. But if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. If not, then unfortunately, this would be the only case that I would ever grant the authorization of you two to represent on without becoming a public defender and then moving into your own private law.
I mean, we can do public. That's fine. I mean,
okay, all right, perfect.
I enjoy the courtroom, you know. So
yeah, sure. Okay, so let me go ahead and get you hired on here. For you, Juliet, if you have nothing for me, if you have no comments, suggestions, or anything like that, you are more than welcome to go. I do appreciate your time, and I appreciate you.
I believe you owe me a check, actually.
I do owe you a check, and you know what? I was thinking about that during the case. I was thinking about it. It randomly hit me. I was like, "Oh shit, I owe her a bonus." Let me take care of that right now for you. If you want to give me your lucky number.
Of course.
And then
60.
just so this is on record, 16 you said?
6D. 60.
Okay. And just for the record, I have to say this because, you know, unfortunately people abuse this. I don't see you abusing it, just but because from the day...
No, I get it. If you want me to sign a piece of paper, I will sign a piece of paper.
I'm not going to make you sign a piece of paper. I'm just going to make you agree on this court hearing.
You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me.
Days. if you leave before 30 days or you fall inactive within the 30-day mark, then you have to return the bonus. You agree to that?
Yeah, I do. No, you're stuck with me though.
Perfect. All right, you got that?
Well,
wait, so when I built this place, is the badge room still in the back?
Yes.
Towards the DA's office?
There's been no named off. Did you get that, Juliet? Don't fucking tell me you didn't get that. Somebody just cashed out.
Yes, I did. I got it.
Perfect. All right.
I did.
For you, let me get you hired on here. Get you keys. Make sure you do go grab a copy of your bar license. What's your lucky number?
Yeah, I remember how to do that one.
I'll show you where to get it from.
Oh, it's 71. 71.
Alright, you should have been given a job. Check your job for me. To update it though.
Yep, got it.
Do me a favor, request the DOJ rule in the main emails, and then I'll get you access to the private emails. And then are you looking, are you looking for the bonus as well?
I don't care about money, to be honest with you.
Okay, alright, so you don't want to... Okay. Alrighty, perfect. If you want to follow me back here so I can get you that bar license, and outside of that, we're good to go.
Alright. I'm gonna get out of here. That was not an easy win. Who are these two?
You got fucking yellow fucks in there.
Hello. No, I wasn't getting a vehicle out or anything. I was just coming over to say hello.
Oh, hello.
Are you guys okay? Do you need anything?
I think they're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. I was just checking.
Oh, did you make it official?
I'm official, y'all.
Oh my god.
What'd you
Let's
get?
go.
Wait, is the judge
What'd you
still in
get?
there? Because we want to talk to him about the bail fucking terms.
Yeah, that's just wild.
I'm gonna wipe my hands clean of that shit. All right, everybody. I'm done for the night. So y'all have a good evening.